What if the America, is about to undergo its most radical transformation yet? Imagine federal agents demanding proof of citizenship just to vote. Picture the end of birthright citizenship as we know it. Or even the U.S. military deployed on American streets for immigration enforcement. This isn't just speculation. There's a 900-page blueprint crafted by influential conservative groups called Project 2025. Some call it a plan for efficiency. Critics call it an authoritarian roadmap. And signs suggest it could be the playbook for a potential Trump administration in 2025. Stay tuned, because today we're breaking down 10 of the most unconventional, potentially game-changing actions a 2025 Trump administration might take, heavily influenced by this very plan. You need to understand what could be coming. All right, let's dive in. First, what is Project 2025? Spearheaded by the Heritage Foundation, it's a massive effort to prepare for a conservative presidency. Think detailed policy proposals, personnel recommendations, a full government in waiting. It pushes a controversial idea called the Unitary executive theory, essentially arguing the president should have near total control over the executive branch. While Trump publicly distanced himself during the campaign, his initial actions, if he returns, might mirror Project 2025 recommendations surprisingly closely. We even saw key Project 2025 architects appointed to significant roles early on in hypothetical scenarios. It suggests a strategy. Downplay the controversial parts publicly, but have the plan ready to roll. So what are the top 10 potential bombshells? Let's break them down. Number 1. Overhauling federal elections. Get ready for a major push for proof of citizenship to register to vote. Think passports or birth certificates. Plus, potentially ending the counting of mail-in ballots received after Election Day, even if postmarked on time. Proponents say election security. Critics scream voter suppression, potentially disenfranchising millions. And expect clashes over states' rights to run their own elections. Number 2. Ending birthright citizenship. A potential day one. Executive order aiming to deny automatic citizenship to children born in the U.S., to undocumented immigrants, or those on temporary visas. This directly challenges the 14th Amendment, sparking immediate massive legal battles. Even if blocked by courts, imagine the fear and chaos for countless families. Number 3. Dismantling the administrative state. Project 2025 aims to gut parts of the federal bureaucracy. Think major restructuring, even abolishing, agencies like the Department of Homeland Security or the Department of Education. They also want to make it easier to fire career civil servants and replace them with political loyalists. Using something called Schedule F, could expertise be replaced by loyalty, weakening government effectiveness? Number 4. A national biological sex policy.
Ow.
This is huge. Defining sex only as biological male or female at birth in all federal policies. This explicitly excludes gender identity, impacting transgender rights in healthcare, military service, prisons, sports, and potentially rolling back protections for LGBTQ+ students under Title I's. It aligns with ending DEI diversity, equity, and inclusion. Programs across the government. Number 5. Deploying the military domestically. Project 2025 suggests using the U.S. Armed Forces for domestic law enforcement, specifically mentioning immigration. This leans on the controversial Insurrection Act, potentially overriding the Posse Comitatus Act that usually limits military involvement on U.S. soil. Could we see troops used against protesters or for border control inside the U.S.? Civil liberties groups are sounding the alarm. Think the domestic changes are wild? Wait until you see the potential shifts in foreign policy. Number 6. Withdrawing from or gutting NATO. Trump's skepticism about NATO is well known. Project 2025 echoes this, suggesting allies should carry more weight. With the U.S. potentially pulling back significantly, maybe adopting a dormant role. Could this destabilize European security, embolden adversaries like Russia, and force Europe to rapidly build its own defenses? Allies are worried. Number 7. Axing international climate agreements. Expect a swift formal withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement and related UN pacts. This means rolling back commitments to reduce emissions and funding for global climate initiatives. Prioritizing fossil fuels domestically. This would isolate the U.S. on a critical global issue and potentially reverse progress on clean energy. Number 8. Widespread tariffs. Trade War 2.0? Get ready for more tariffs. Potentially a baseline 10 to 20% on all imported goods, maybe higher for countries like China or Mexico. An early move could be a 25% tariff on imported cars. The goal? Protect us industry. The risk? Retaliation, higher prices for you, the consumer, and strained relationships with key trading partners. Number 9. Aggressive stance on Iran. Expect continued hardline pressure. While some conflicting signals about talks might emerge, the underlying approach involves tough sanctions and potentially keeping military options explicitly on the table. Withdrawing from the Iran nuclear deal was just the start. Could this increase the risk of conflict in the volatile Middle East? Number 10. Radical changes to the Federal Reserve. This is perhaps one of the most radical ideas. Pushed heavily by Project 2025, they are highly critical of the Fed, blaming it for economic cycles. Proposals range from changing its mandate to potentially abolishing it altogether and returning the dollar to a gold standard. This would be an unprecedented shock to the U.S. and global financial system. So there you have it. 10 potential, highly unconventional actions fueled by the detailed roadmap of Project 2025, which could dramatically reshape America and its place in the world under a second Trump term. These aren't guaranteed, and many would face immediate, fierce legal and political battles. But the blueprint exists, the planning is extensive, and the potential impacts on your rights, your wallet, national security, and global stability are massive. What do you think? Which of these potential actions concerns you the most? Do you see these as necessary changes or dangerous overreaches? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is a conversation we all need to be having. If you found this breakdown informative, please consider liking and subscribing for more deep dives into critical political topics. Thanks for watching.